Hi guys, welcome back to the Chirping Bird. It's your favorite podcast host, Tal. Alright, so it is been a few weeks since I've done a podcast episode. I didn't upload one last week. I just didn't have a guest on. Usually I've been alternating between solo podcast episode and then a guest episode, and last week I didn't have a guest, so I just decided that I would take a break for the week. I would just focus on editing my eco video, which went up on Monday. So if you guys haven't watched that already, I really highly suggest that you do, because I worked really hard on it and I've basically been working on it since August, and it is now October, so too long. So go watch it, please. Support that video. I want it to do really, really well. Also, it's about the environment and just how horrible we've been treating our environment and what we can do to help protect and just keep it from getting overrun by plastic. Anyways, really enjoyed making that video. It was kind of like a little mini documentary or like a little mini movie. So absolutely love that. Go watch it. Anyways, enough me jabbing about my latest video. I really wanted to tell you guys about my new book that I've been reading for this episode. I have been going through a little bit of some personal development this month because I recently just started my own business, as you guys know from my last solo podcast episode, but I am basically selling, well, it's through a company and I have my own business with the company. Basically, I get commission from whatever I sell, and it's a really great opportunity to connect with others all over the world and just really give yourself a happy environment and setting, personal growth, goal setting, manifestation, affirmations. It's just like a lot of positive things into one business. So if you guys are looking to start your own business, then let me know, because I can definitely help you guys out, get you guys started. It's so much fun. I've met so many great people already. I don't think I've had one bad experience yet, and I've only been in for like 3-4 weeks. Anyways, my sponsor, who I actually did a podcast episode about 2 months ago with, recommended that I read a book. She actually recommended it in our podcast episode, and I was, of course, me being me, I was like, yeah, oh my god, yeah, I'll read it, and then never read it. But then we were talking a few weeks later, and she's like, oh my gosh, you really need to get this book, girl. Like, get on it. It is life-changing. It's all about personal development. You will really strive from this, and you will see so much progress in your life, and just you will have that level 10 life, which I will tell you what a level 10 life is. But you will just really see a huge difference in your life if you start reading this book and following what the book says. So I'm like, you know what? Screw it. Got it off of Amazon. I believe it's only about $10. I can link it down below for you guys so that way you can find it. But it is by the author Hal Elrod, Hal Elrod, Elrod. It is called The Miracle Morning, The 6 Habits That Will Transform Your Life Before 8 a.m. So it is an international bestseller. Yes, I'm literally reading right off the cover of the book. It says international bestseller at the very top. So that means you must know it's good. Anyways, it is not a very long book. It's only about 170 pages, I think. I'm just looking now, and it says it's about 188. So not too bad, honestly. For someone who went from not reading at all to starting to read a little read like this, big jump. And I think that it's just like the perfect length for me, especially like not being a reader before, because it's not too overwhelming. It's nice, simple, and gets the point across. Anyways, so for today's episode, I thought that I would share with you a few of my thoughts and everything that I've been reading in the Miracle Morning. So basically, the book is how to change your life and your thoughts on life and your actions that you do in life to create a level 10 life. So explaining what a level 10 life is, because some of you may be like, what the actual fork is a level 10 life? But basically, it is your dream life. So I can read off a few of my dream life, like level 10 life things. So it would be working for myself. Working for someone would be like a level 1 life. I hate working for other people, or like not hate working for other people. I think that's a very strong accusation. I think I just would much rather to work for myself because I can set my own rules. I can set when I work, how long I work for, my, what I'm doing. So that is why I really like working for myself, like being my own boss. Anyways, that's like top on my list. Also having 6 streams of steady income. I know a lot of people online and in books and stuff say to, quote, call yourself a successful person, you need 6 streams of steady income, or not even steady income, but 6 streams of income. So that would be like level 10 for me, that I'm having so many different types of income coming in. I don't need to worry about if one thing starts to stop giving me income. That's everything. That's all the money that I'm getting coming in. There are other ways for money to continuously be coming into my bank account. So that would be another one. Owning pets and property. Obviously, owning property is a huge investment, and living a level 1, level 2 life would be renting or paying money to live somewhere and it not actually be an investment. It's just kind of going down the drain. So, I mean, living in an apartment, don't get me wrong, like that's an experience and you're getting something out of it, but it's not an investment. You're not getting anything in return potentially. So definitely owning property is and will be a level 10 life moment. Having pets. Obviously, I have Shoals, my little hamster right now, but I would love to have more pets eventually down the road. So, that would be a level 10 moment. And I also have a few other ones. Those are just kind of like the very surface area ones. Like I've got a bunch of more personal ones, but I'll keep that to myself, obviously. So that's basically what the level 10 life is. And the book just highlights what is getting in the way of your level 10 life. What is creating that barricade, that blockade from you being at your level 10 life, achieving and doing everything that you can possibly dream of. So it's highlighting all of the different, procrastination, things or road bumps in the way. So it's talking about just accepting a mediocre life. A lot of people will just accept that their life is never going to be amazing and they're just going to get up for work every day, go to work, come home, sit, watch TV, make dinner, go to bed. Very simple, plain Jane life. And you know what? A lot of people, it works for them and that's great, but I want to have something more out of my life. I don't just want to go to work, come home, and that be it. I think my dream always growing up was I want to not necessarily be famous, but I want to be known for something. I want people to look at me and be like, oh my gosh, that is the girl who, you know, traveled across the world and helped out the kids in, you know, South Africa and helped build a church or help build a school somewhere across the country in like a developing country, across the world in a developing country. So, you know, something like that where you leave a legacy on the earth. I want to be known for someone who has put a positive impact on the earth. And you know what? That is also part of my level 10 life. That is what I want to achieve. That's what will make me happy in life. Coming home from work and sitting on the couch watching TV and then making dinner and just kind of like sitting there scrolling through my Instagram is not going to make me a happy person. Like, it may make me happy in the time I have money coming in, I have relaxation time, but it's not going to make me a deep, genuine, and happy person at the core. So this is what the book is really trying to tap into, finding ways to stop settling on that mediocre life. And there's tons of tips in the book. I've pulled out a few stuff from the book, wrote it down in my journal, obviously, that I'll talk about. There are 6 main parts that you do every morning, and that will be considered your miracle morning. Get up an hour early. It only takes an hour. I mean, if you want to do it for longer, you can do it longer, but it only really takes an hour, and it just puts you on the right step for the rest of the day. So then during the daytime, you're more likely and more thinking about making the right decisions and taking these steps to get to where you want to be. So for the first tip, I'm not going to go into the 6 right now, but the first one that Hall was talking about is surrounding yourself with people who champion you. So those would be people who lift you up. They hold goals that you really want to achieve. They're not going to be people who are bringing you down all the time. And they always say you are your 5 best friends or your 5 closest friends. And that's exactly what he said in the book as well. You are the 5 people you spend the most time with. So if you're around people who are miserable and they are not achieving the goals they want to do and they are making bad decisions, you are going to turn into that because you are always surrounding yourself with that energy. You're always seeing that it's okay with those people, that they are making their actions and those not great actions okay. And you know what? Maybe they are making more money than you, but they are still doing those bad actions. You're going to think, okay, well, they're making more money than me and they're also doing those bad things. So if I want to make more money, then I do those bad things. It's exactly how it works. You want to be around people, around people who champion you, who lift you up, who be good goal setters, who support you with your goals, who don't bring you down. If you say, okay, I am going to go on a run every single morning for 20 minutes, and that way I'm going to be able to run a marathon at the end of the month. You don't want people who say, yeah, I doubt that's all right, and think that you're not going to be able to run a marathon in the end. You want people who will be there on the sidelines cheering you on. And I mean that metaphorically, obviously. It could be with anything in life, right? Like maybe starting a new business. You want people there who are going to be supporting you, helping you get your name out there, being positive, testimonial, or, you know, it could be anything, but they are being your number one fan. And you know what? They don't necessarily need to be your number one fan all the time, but they need to be a supporter. They need to champion you. They need to help you get to where you want to go. And I know, especially like for me, because I live in Toronto, there are so many like pages and Instagram accounts and stuff that talk about how, I think it's Kawhi Leonard got the Raptors to, I don't even know what the winning championship thing is called, but the first place, I'm going to call it the first place. Don't roast me in the comments. I know I'm literally horrible for not knowing this, but I am not a basketball fan, so that's why I don't know this. But basically saying that like Kawhi was their guy who championed everyone. Like he was the guy that all of the other teammates looked up to. He was the guy that, you know, played the best, got them to that final game, got them to win the championship. So you want to be surrounding yourself with people like Kawhi. Like you want to be the best person you can possibly be, and the only way to do that is if you are making your entire life revolve around positives. So you don't want to be letting anything negative get in your way, and negative people will get in your way. So cut them out, get rid of them, move on, start hanging out with positive people. Anyways, so that was like one of the biggest things that I pulled out of the book, besides like the 6 skills. So he uses an acronym, and it's called SAVERS, SAVERS. So each letter stands for a different thing. So the first S in SAVERS stands for silence. Oh my God, how come I actually forgot that? This is not okay. Silence. So it's meditation, prayer, just any sort of spiritual realization, and using that time to sit in silence and, you know, reflect on how your life has been, you know, think about what you're grateful for. So I've been doing 3-minute guided meditations. I just Google 3-minute guided meditation on YouTube, and I literally will just like scroll until I find a video that has an interesting thumbnail. So, you know, that's just how the brain works. I don't know how I like it. I tried on my very first day, I did a 2-minute one. I'm like, this is not it. Like, this wasn't even long enough. I just closed my eyes and then did a few deep breaths, opened my eyes, and it was over. So I tried a 10-minute one, and I thought I was going to absolutely rip my ears off my head and then gouge my eyeballs out, because I just felt so anxious. I don't think it helped me. I mean, maybe it did help me, but I just found that it didn't help me at all. So I was like, okay, I'm not doing 10 minutes anymore. And my therapist was like, yeah, 10 minutes is way too long. Like, you've got to be an expert at meditating to do 10 minutes of meditation. So I'm like, okay, so we're going to go to like 3 minutes, because that's a little bit more than 2, but a heck of a lot less than 10. So I've been trying 3 minutes for the past couple days. I kind of like it. I still do not like meditating. I feel more anxious when I'm doing it, because I can hear all the noises around me, and I feel like I'm missing out on stuff. My mom's usually getting up at the time that I'm doing it, which also is another thing. You have to be getting up at like 5, 6 in the morning to do it. You want to get up like early in the morning, because that way you can be more productive with your day. You're getting more stuff done. The earlier you wake up, the more productive you're going to be with your day. And it's some like proven thing. So I'm like, okay, well, we're going to get up at 6:30 then. He gets up at 5. I don't think I can get up at 5 quite yet. I want to work on getting in the routine of my miracle morning first, and then we'll slowly get up a little bit earlier each day. And I know you're not supposed to do that. You're just supposed to like get up like 5 a.m. Just do it. Just go for it. But like, I don't know. I just don't feel the need to get up at 5. And I know that's bad. Like, I shouldn't say I don't feel the need to get up at 5 a.m. But I don't, like, I'm going to have to be honest to God, like dead silent in the morning, because everyone else is sleeping and I don't want to wake people up at 5 in the morning. So I'm kind of a little bit hesitant with all of that, just because I want to be quiet and like respectful to my family. So I've been getting up at 6:30, do some meditation. Also, I do my meditation, I feel like I'm going to fall back asleep again because I'm like relaxing my body. So that's kind of annoying. I would much rather do all of the other things first and then the meditation at the end, but I don't think that's how it works. I mean, maybe I could go into some Facebook mindful meditation, like Miracle Morning Facebook group page or whatever, and see if any other people have like switched around the order of those things, because I feel like if I do my exercise portion before the meditation part, I'm not going to want to go back to sleep because I'm already going to be ready to go. Anyways, the guided meditation I've been doing, and then I've also been doing a gratitude list. I've been writing down about 5 different things that I'm grateful for, try and do different things each day. I have found though that after my meditation for 3 minutes, I literally feel so like the gratitude list comes with so much more ease. Like it's so much easier for me to think of ideas and like think of things that I'm grateful for. I don't know what it is, but I'm just so much more grateful after my meditation. And it probably does have to do with the meditation. Like I don't see why it wouldn't, but even though I hate the meditation, but I think it's really nice and like really refreshing to read after all of the things that I'm grateful for. You know, you don't think about a lot of things. I wake up in the house every morning and it's warm. I'm in my bed, and those are things that I just take for granted, and I am actually very grateful for. I would never wish to not have these things, but you never think that you're grateful for those type of things. So it's nice kind of just reflecting on your life. So that's the S. The A is for affirmations. I have been having a little bit of difficulties with my affirmations, but today in group therapy, we literally were talking about a book that helps you find self-affirmation. So maybe I'll get that book and I can come back to you on the whole affirmation part. I mean, I think I've been doing an okay job with it. I really have been focusing on my inner affirmations, like not so much surface level, exterior, like appearance affirmations, like I am pretty, I am beautiful, I am, like, obviously those things are good to do. Like you should be saying, I am beautiful. My mind is then if you're saying my mind is beautiful, that's literally an internal thing. But the one affirmation that I have pulled out of the book is your body does extraordinary things and can recover from amazing situations. So you put your body into these extremely stressful and intense situations, and your body can recover from those things. It can recover from the most extraordinary, most challenging thing ever. Our body and our mind are so powerful, and I really want to emphasize that in my affirmations in the morning, saying that I have literally come from a place that I wouldn't want anyone to be in a year ago, and my body has, obviously I'm still recovering now, but I am so much more better than I used to be, and I am so grateful. And like that's also another thing, is I am grateful for the way my body works, but I am so happy that my body does that. My body does extraordinary things. That's an amazing affirmation to tell yourself in the morning, because then if something bad happens during the day, you're like, my body is amazing. Like it can go through, it can strive, it can overcome anything that comes its way. You're just going to keep thinking that when bad situations come. So that's kind of the affirmation part of it. So SAV. V is for visualization, and I have been working on my vision board the past couple days. I ordered a corkboard off of Amazon, and it was $10, and my mom saw it in my room and she's like, "What is that? Why did you buy that off of Amazon?" I'm like, "Don't touch it, it's $10. And she's like, "What the heck? You spent $10 on that? You can get something at the dollar store for like $3. So I'm going to return it. I'm going to send it back. I don't need it. I am going to go to the dollar store and find a cheaper, bigger, bulletin board, and that way I can draw out, and that's what I have been doing, is drawing out a few of my visions. So one of my visions is hitting 100K. I will be, not a goal, like it's not I want to, it's I will be hitting 100K by December 2021. So just so you guys know, in about a year from now, I will be receiving my 100K plaque, and I just want everyone to know that now, because I'm putting it out into the universe, and I just want everyone to be like mentally prepared for it, and like I'm mentally preparing for it. If I'm telling myself that now, then come December time in 2021 or before, I'm okay with it happening before. But I think it's going to happen. I know it's going to happen by December. I just have like a gut feeling it's going to be happening in December 2021. But I want to be ready, so that way I'm literally not going absolutely insane when the postman comes with my plaque. I want to be ready for it. And, you know, if I wasn't preparing myself for it, I think I would absolutely be, I don't even know where I would be, but I would be screaming. I would be like, I would actually pee my pants when the post office man came, because I would literally be like so shook. Anyway, so I'm preparing myself now. That's my vision. That's one of my visions. Like, I've got a bunch of different visions. Obviously, next year I'm going to have a Mercedes that my company is going to buy me. So that's really exciting as well. I'm going to be, I mean, a lot of these things I think start off as goals, and then I turn them into my head. I'm like, oh my God, okay, actually this is like what's happening. So it's kind of like taking your long-term goals and just telling yourself like, yeah, this is going to happen. Like, why wouldn't it happen? That's the vision board. So I've just been like drawing out little representations and cutting them out. They're sitting on my desk right now. I have to get the board to put them up on. Anyways, that's the V. So the E in Savers is exercise. The past couple days I've been doing yoga flow yoga. I don't even know what it's called, but I just type in like 10-minute yoga flow. Yeah, I guess that's what it's called. And I've found a few good ones. There's a fiery one where it's doing some chaturanga push-ups and like the warrior pose and stuff. And my arms have literally been killing me since I started doing yoga. I did not think that yoga was a good workout. I think I just underestimated it so much. And I was like, this is not a good workout. Like, this doesn't even do anything for your body. Then I started doing it. I'm like, what the actual fork? Like, this is actually really hard, challenging. Like, I'm falling over doing poses and stuff, and I am sweating and out of breath by the end of it. So that's kind of crazy, and I highly recommend that you do yoga during your exercise portion of it, because I think, me personally, I underestimated it before, but then once I actually started doing it, I was like, oh my God, you know what? I think I should be telling everyone about this. This is actually like really good. So that's the exercise portion of it. Only do it for 10 minutes. Everything you do for 10 minutes. I mean, if you want to do it for 20 and you're doing your miracle morning for 2 hours, then you could do that. But I do mine for only an hour, so 10 minutes for each thing. After the E, so SAVER, is reading. So this is your personal development. You can either read a book, read articles, listen to a podcast. I know listening is not reading, but it's still working on your personal development. You're still working on improving yourself. Obviously, all of these things are working on improving yourself, but it's some sort of information that you are obtaining. So the past couple of days I've been reading my miracle morning as well for the extra 10 minutes, just because I'm not done it yet. I'm like a little bit more than halfway. So I have thought that I'll just like read my book during the 10 minutes of reading, and then that way I can like find out more information about my miracle morning. And I'm also doing the personal development. It's like killing 2 birds with 1 stone. So that's really amazing. I've been loving that. I also went to Chapters this week, and I picked out a new book. I haven't started reading it, obviously, because I'm still working on my miracle morning. But once I start reading it, I will let you guys know how it goes. And also in the comments, maybe give me some good self-help book recs or like personal development book recs, because I would love to know. I have heard, I think it's Atomic Patterns or something atomic is so amazing, and I've heard like a few people actually tell me that it's really, really good. So that might be my book after my other one that I got this week. So we'll see what happens, but let me know your book recs down below, good personal development book recs, because I would love to know and even share that on my Instagram. So that is the R. The S is for scribbling. So, I mean, it's a little bit, not actually scribbling, but writing and writing in your journal. I found some good journal prompts. I have it on my quotes Instagram story highlight thing, and there is, I think it's 5 or 6 different questions or thought-provoking journal prompts on each of the pages, and there's like 4 or 5 pages in this post, like on a carousel post, if you can get what I'm saying. Basically, journal prompts, there's one for your happy self, there's one for your future self, self-reflection, happy self, and self-love. So basically for each of those categories, there's like different types of questions. So I can go over my ones actually yesterday. So for the future self category, it was the second day of the week. So the second question was, what's holding me back from my dreams? So I just answered that question. And then the next one was self-reflection. And the thought-provoking question was, who do I look up to the most? So they're just types of journal prompts that you can really answer in a very creative, and I guess it gets you thinking, which is really nice, because I have found that a lot of journal prompts are very surface level. They're not diving deep into my problems, and I can't really think and focus on the answers that I want to put down. But for some reason, I don't know if this is just because the journaling part is at the end of the miracle morning when I've done all of my other things and my brain is just like working better. But I have found that answering those or that specific type of questions, these journal prompt questions that I've found, are really, really good. And I've just been absolutely loving writing down my answers. I've been finding some stuff out about me. Like, I didn't know who I looked up to the most in my life, but then I started thinking about it, and I'm like, who do I actually like really look up to? Like, who am I looking up to every single day when I get up in the morning? And I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, I want to be like this person. I want to totally like embrace the lifestyle of this person, and I want to be as successful as this person. It's the same thing with the finding people who champion you. You are, per se being championed by the people you look up to the most, even if you don't know them. Even if you are an actor and you are really looking up to Brad Pitt, but you don't know Brad Pitt, but you still look up to him and everything that he does, it's still someone who, I guess, per se is championing you a little bit, because they're holding the goals that you want to see, you want to achieve, and you're going to follow some of the things that they do because it obviously works for them. So that was the S for savers. Anyways, that was basically like the entire miracle morning, like 6 steps to a level 10 life. I have only been doing it for 3 days now, and I'm halfway through the book. So I think in about a month, I will do an updated podcast episode on it and tell you guys how I feel about it. But I thought I would share the 6 steps, so then that way, if anyone who is looking to improve their life and wants to find like a different technique to do so, they can just listen to the podcast. They don't have to read a whole book. Or if you want to listen to my podcast as a form of personal development, I think that would be, first of all, that's like crazy to me if someone wanted to read or listen to my podcast as their part of personal development, because that's literally like, what the heck? Like, that's being an influencer. And I don't know, I don't really consider myself an influencer, like maybe a micro influencer, but you know what? No, I do consider myself an influencer. We are talking about positive manifestation and affirmation. I am a positive influencer. So we're going to stick with that. Anyways, would never think in a million years that people would actually just sit down and listen to my podcast as a form of personal development. But if you are looking to get into different ways of developing yourself a little bit better, getting to that level 10 life, and you want some sort of personal development, I will leave some recommendations of podcasts and books down below, and then send this podcast to a friend so they can listen to it and maybe get some good ideas out of it, or even listen to this for their personal development, which is freaking insane. Can't even believe those words are coming out of my mouth. Like, I can't believe I'm saying send this to a friend so they can listen to me for personal development. But we're rolling with it. Honestly, I'm embracing it. I am really, truly happy with everything that I'm putting out on the internet. So if people want to look to me as a form of like a level 10 life, then by all means, please. Yeah, so that's kind of everything that I've been thinking about with this whole morning situation. Like I said, I've been getting up at 6:30, so it's not even that early. I know so many people who get up earlier than me, but I think that it's a good start for me right now. I just want to get in the hang of it. I really want to see a good impact that the Miracle Morning does. I have to say, I'm a lot tired earlier in the night. I'm ready to go to bed by 9. So, and I know I need like 8 hours of sleep, which is why I'm tired by 9 o'clock at night. But I really think that it gets me going in a good mood in the morning. I think probably around halfway through the day, I start to lose interest in everything that I'm doing. But in the morning time, at least, it is working to be pretty dang good. So highly recommend if you're trying to get yourself out of like a slump. Highly recommend if you are trying to focus your brain on a project, or you are just looking for something to do. Highly recommend it. Let me know if you guys try it out in the comments. I would love to hear. And I would love to hear if you've also read the Miracle Morning book before. So make sure you give a nice comment down below. Let me know all of those things, as well as your book recs, ladies and gentlemen. I would love to hear them. And I would love to start posting on my Instagram, like once a week maybe, of book recs that subscribers and followers recommend. So let me know and I will post them up. Anyways, I think that is probably it for me today. I hope you guys really enjoyed this podcast episode. Make sure that you guys like it, subscribe, follow. You can find all my social media linked down below. And while you're down there, don't forget to subscribe. We just passed 200 subscribers, which is forking unreal to me. Like, I can't even believe I'm at 200 people are subscribed to my channel. That's insane. Anyways, you know, me just being over the moon about my subscribers. I hope that everyone has a great day whenever you're listening to this, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.